Hey guys, how you doing?
Good afternoon.
Nick, Jonas, and
Michael
Urie here.
Hello. We were just talking about ourselves.
Yeah, we're just talking about ourselves. We have a hilarious video that we just shot that hopefully we'll have out either tonight or tomorrow. It's really funny.
You're going to love it.
It involves Mr. Michael Urie here not knowing about me, not picking up on sort of the things that we learned about each other in the rehearsal process.
It's not based on truth at all.
It's not. So don't get the wrong idea when he doesn't know seriously anything about me.
I listen.
What's funny is, like, you know, I don't know why you were the one that was picked to not know anything. I feel bad now about that, but
it's okay.
It's not reflecting reality in any way.
I think it was good to have it be me because there's so much more. There's so much more that I could have found out about you via the interweb.
The interweb. Speaking of the interweb,
how
exciting to be on a live chat. This is actually, I'd say, probably one of my first ever live chats with people other than my brothers Kevin and Joe.
Kevin and Joe.
That's their names. That's a little inside joke from the video you're going to see.
Kevin and Joe. Right.
But Michael and I have been in rehearsals the last 3 weeks. We have been absolutely just working our butts off, trying to get the dancing together and the singing and the acting, all the different elements.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, having a lot of fun.
It's been very interesting. Well,
I didn't mean to just say we're working really hard.
We are working hard, and it is very hard work.
How are you finding it? What's been your vibe so far?
Well, I am having a great time. This is for the first time I've ever done a musical.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. That means a lot. Because actually it's been great to be working with you because you have done musicals, and a lot of this is very much second nature to you, or seems that way. You may be working your butt off at home, but I've had a bit of a learning curve. It's sort of like, I mean, I've never done any kind of dancing before in my life, really, except for like a little bit of ballroom in school. And so it's sort of like learning how to act in another language.
Yeah.
In a small way.
I hear you.
Yeah.
It is a sort of crazy thing, like with the musical theater aspect of things, and it was a thing that we had to sort of discover in each of our different characters, obviously, but the relationship with the audience in a Broadway show or in a musical, because in plays and in other areas where you involve acting into a sort of theater setting where there is an audience, you don't really break the fourth wall.
Right.
And with this show, we do it quite a bit. And with musical theater in general, it's kind of a rule that you're allowed to, and it's more that it's just in your head and not that you're looking at the audience.
Yes, and that's something that because I was doing a play right before we started this, and in that play we did break the fourth wall, and the audience sat on three sides, so they were everywhere. So there was, it was very different. There wasn't the separation from the audience like we have at the Hirschfeld. It was this all-encompassing thing. So to turn to the audience was sort of like, just turning next to the person next to you.
Totally.
And so when I started working on this, I had to really change my understanding of what that was, because I cheat out constantly during the show, cheat out to the audience, but I'm not necessarily talking to them. Whereas you actually do have a relationship with the audience, your character, I should say.
It's almost like all those people are inside of my head.
Yes.
My tiny little head here.
Because there's so much room in there. I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
Wow. Low blow right off the bat. No, it's fine. I'm kidding.
So I've never done this before. Actually, that's not true. I think one other time I did like a live chat.
What was that? Oh, a live chat.
It was
Broadway show.
But it wasn't this. It wasn't this fancy. It was.
I've never done one this fancy either. I'm actually quite sort of like.
It's lovely in here.
It's kind of awesome. I mean, when I walked in and saw this, I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." We're. I probably shouldn't just say where we are, but we're somewhere.
You'll find us.
And and they have really fancy equipment for this live chat, and we're very thankful that we're able to use this.
It's beautiful. I love the way that the show looks.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah.
The whole aesthetic of the show is.
That was one thing I was seeing on the comments from the video that was released from our dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying, "Oh, I love the costumes for the show."
Yeah.
And it actually is probably one of my favorite elements of the show. Is the colors and the costumes. It is really vibrant, and it seems like they put a lot of thought into each character's specific sort of, look and what it means to their personality and all that.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And the producers have done a really cool thing. All the Finches, the guys who play Finch, have their own colors.
Yeah,
like
our own bow tie,
which is very cool.
Oh yeah, and I guess the whole thing is dependent on, because the backdrop to the my picture is like this green tile thing, and where everyone else's was that.
Yeah.
Who's sending in questions? Let's see. We got our little trusty iPad, Generation 1 here. And we got...
They spent the money on everything else.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay. Here's some questions. A lot of things in Spanish. So we have a
Oh,
lot of people down in South America
gracias.
watching right now. Hola, ¿cómo estás? They're saying te amo, te amo. They say my name.
That
They
means
say
I love
Nicky.
you,
Yeah.
isn't it? Te amo?
They say Nicky down there. They say, oh, Nicky, Nicky,
Oh.
te amo, Nicky. See, sexy, sexy, sexy. That's a
Oh.
comment.
That's about me, I guess. So there
Yeah.
are some about me. That's
There you
good.
go. There it is. Here, we just got a whole bunch of new questions. Send your
Okay,
questions
here,
in. We'd
I'll
be
ask-
happy to. We'd be happy to answer any of them.
I'll ask the ones for you, and when we come across some for me, they want you to say hi Brazil.
Hello, Brazil.
No, they want you to say hi Brazil.
Hi, Brazil. Thank you.
They love you.
Oh, we're trending.
Oh.
This just into my trusty earpiece. Not wearing an earpiece, but person just told me we're trending worldwide. Thank you. That's awesome.
Oh, that's exciting. That means that's the hashtag, right?
That's the hashtag.
Yes.
That means people
Twitter.
are talking about this. I wonder how many people we have on the chat at this moment in time.
Can we find that out?
I think we can.
They love your shirt. They think the sweater's a good color.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, here's a good question. Seen any more aliens lately?
Ah, I have quite a thing about aliens.
Do
We haven't
you?
talked about this yet.
No, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I'm sort of obsessed with, not obsessed, I'm curious as to whether or not there are aliens. And, I sort of strongly believe that there are because I saw a UFO
You did where?
out in LA. Sounds stupid, I know, but
They were on the ground
no, they were in the sky.
at Warner Brothers.
Ah. Yeah, that's what everybody says. But I was basically out in my backyard at my house in LA. This was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, playing basketball, and also I look up in the sky, and I see like these 3 flying saucers, and I was like, that's pretty insane. And I said to my buddy, I was like, is that are you seeing what I'm seeing? He said, yeah, I am, and that was our experience.
What?
And then we went online and Googled it, and there was two other sightings exactly like the one that we saw in Canada and then in Las Vegas 2 weeks earlier. Pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Wow.
Have you ever had any alien experiences?
No, I have not. But you're not the only person I've met who has.
Oh, really?
I have met other people who thought
See?
they'd seen. I've never met
In
anyone
case you
who
had any
thought.
doubts, tell us the story. Let's hear it.
I never met anyone who had been abducted or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I know people who said that they had seen UFOs, but never.
Pretty
never
insane
this
thought when you
clearly.
really take a minute
daytime
to think about
in the daytime.
in daylight, broad daylight. Yeah, when you take a minute to think about aliens and the fact that we can see other planets and all these other different galaxies and everything, and to think that there isn't aliens is crazy to me. I don't know.
That you think there must be.
I think there must be.
There must be other life somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote they love it when you say things about aliens.
That's funny.
Here's an interesting question. Oh, it just updated and I lost it.
Oh, no.
The question was something. Do you ever sit back and think, "Wow, I can't believe this is my life"?
Oh, I mean, yeah, there are moments like this week I'd say are actually kind of like that. This morning I was with my family actually in Times Square watching the billboard kind of being unveiled in Times Square for.
Of you.
Yeah, they all came out. My family came out and watched it with me, which was amazing. And
That's
so that
very
was a moment I was like, this is insane. And then just
Did you get a picture of yourself with yourself?
I did.
That's good.
I tweeted it. But I think like tomorrow night, for instance, I'll have that moment. I'll go, wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, the same must apply for you. You must be in that moment right now. I'm just
Certainly.
being like.
I mean, this is.
Tell me, because we haven't spoken about it, but tell me what was your sort of journey like? Obviously, Ugly Betty was sort of the thing that all made us aware of you and a fan of you, and what was the journey like throughout that?
Well, I went to drama school in New York. I went to Juilliard and studied.
The small school.
You may have heard of it. Oh, sorry. Which is mostly like classical theater. So I learned how to do Shakespeare and things
that's
like
awesome.
that. And then when I got out of school, I did mostly that. I did for several years. I would travel around the country and work at different theaters doing theater and plays and Shakespeare and classics and things like that. And I sort of fell into Ugly Betty almost by accident. I mean, not really. I was definitely seeking out work on television and things like that. But when Ugly Betty came along, it was definitely a big break for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And my part in the original pilot episode was only supposed to last the one episode.
Oh, really?
And I was Vanessa Williams' assistant, Wilhelmina's assistant, and she was supposed to have a new one every week.
Ah.
So I was going to be fired in between the first and second episode. But she and I got along really well, and the producers liked me a lot, and she kept including me in things. She kept saying, like come over here and stand closer to me, or what if you said this line instead of me? And so by the end of the episode, they couldn't cut me out of it, and
Wow.
and I ended up getting full-time thing. So it was
How many years did you do that?
4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which for an actor, I mean, there's a lot of shows that run longer than that, shows that are on TV for longer than that, but like.
But it's rare these days. I mean,
That's definitely a long run for the majority of TV shows, and for actors, having a job for 4 years is just so incredibly rare. Most jobs for actors like me, before I was on the TV show, my jobs would last 2 months.
yeah.
Maybe 3 months. So getting to do a musical is brand new for me, and something I've always wanted to do. This one especially, this musical has always been something I've wanted to work on. So and luckily I was able to get the TV gig, which has opened so many doors. Like this one.
And not to mention what your dream would be before we've even started How to Succeed, really. I mean, we've done the rehearsals, but tomorrow's our opening night. But what's your sort of dream role after this show? What would be the thing that you would love to do next?
Oh. Gosh, it's hard. I don't know, because this is such a dream. I've been so lucky. I've been able to fulfill so many dreams.
Yeah.
In the last few years alone, I did a production of Amadeus, which is a play I'd always wanted to do, and Angels in America, and this. I've gotten to do these plays that I've always wanted to do, simply because the doors were opening thanks to being on TV. So I feel very fortunate that I've been able to do this. That I haven't even really been thinking about what would happen
totally.
next. I hope we do this for a long time.
I hope so too.
Yeah, because it's
Hopefully all of you have already got your tickets online.
If you haven't, what are you doing?
Maybe we can get the link.
Oh yeah, what is the link? How to succeed? Well, certainly you could just Google. Google?
How to succeed in business without really trying tickets. That should be / You just search that in your search engine.
I want to buy them.
Whatever your search engine may be.
People from Italy are saying hello, and Colombia. This is very
hello.
Brazil. Nick Te Amo, God say this will never ever be the same.
Huh.
This will never ever be.
It's a song that we wrote.
I want you to say it. Is that what that means?
This will never be the same.
Never ever be the same.
Never ever be the same. All right. There's that.
Oh, here's an interesting question. What do you eat on a weekly basis?
What do I eat on a weekly basis? Well, I'm kind of on a bit of a sort of a, not strict, but semi-strict diet. As you can see, I'm drinking tea right now, so I'm sort of a vocal conscious diet. So I don't really eat
creamy things.
Milk products, or anything with dairy in it.
No chocolate.
No, yeah. Well, some, but not a lot. Not
like a dark chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sticking more to lighter foods, leaner protein. That way I can dance well and have the energy I need. And then, just kind of tea and not very much coffee, trying to hold back on that and drink water and stuff. Are you doing any kind of diet or conscious sort of eating?
Similar. This is the first time I've ever had a role where I really had to sing. I've had to sing in other things, but like really had to sing, and it takes a different part of your voice to sing than to speak, which is interesting. I'm learning about that. I'm working with a vocal teacher and things like that. So I'm trying to stay away from dairy. That seems to
affects you.
That's what I really noticed. Has affected me the most. Is dairy. Vitamin C is great. Water, of course, is great. And eating leaner things is great because we have to work really hard. We have to move a lot. I mean, you dance. You have a phenomenal dance number that he is killing right up front. But I have to dance a lot too in the back, and I'm sweating and working hard.
Well, thank you.
And I also have to climb. I have to run up stairs at one point.
That's pretty awesome. I've got the one thing, just before I Believe in You, I have to run. So like right before my big vocal number, I have to like book it.
That's interesting,
on the
and
stage.
that's like that sort of opens you up. I bet that's kind of a good thing for your breath.
Here's a question for you.
Oh, excellent.
What's the what is it like having to learn all those lines? Someone said. What was her name? I think it was. It disappeared. I'll find it.
Learning lines is, that's always an interesting question because I know to most people that seems so difficult to remember all the lines and where they go, but it actually comes very easily to me. Maybe I'm lucky, or maybe it's just like normal, or I also learned sort of quick memory techniques while working on the TV show because you move so fast. You must have experienced this too. You move so quickly.
Yeah,
on
you
a
have
TV
to pick
show.
it up quick.
You got to pick it up very, very quickly, and with a play, it seeps into your long-term memory. So sometimes you'll be doing a long run of a play. It'll be like the third or fourth month of something, and you don't know what your next line is. You're on stage and you're out there and you're like, I have no idea what it is, and then and it just comes out.
Yeah.
And you didn't even realize you.
Do you ever find that you kind of like take, your lines almost home with you, if you will, and it's kind of like in everyday conversation, someone says something and you go, and it like reminds you of a line that you would say. That's happening more and more with this show.
Absolutely.
Anytime anyone says, like, "Hiya, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hiya, man."
Hiya, man.
From the what scene is that? The
bathroom scene.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so true. It happens all the time. It's really fun when I've done Shakespeare plays because you find that you have all these great Shakespeare quotes that you can throw out in public.
Oh, that's
smart.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would feel smart if you're quoting Shakespeare. Here's a question. What was her name? Just Exo Jonas Maniac. That's what they said. It said.
That's an interesting name.
It says, Michael, how is Nick at dancing?
Oh, well, I just said he's fantastic. He had picked up so much more than I had on his first day, and I was like, I pulled the dance, kept him aside, and I was like, I need more work. You're a great dancer. Now, I think you told me this before. You danced a lot when you were younger.
Not a whole lot, a little bit.
When you guys first started doing the Jonas Brothers,
No, we never danced with the brothers, but when I was in Broadway, I was doing some dancing. Minimal.
You guys never did dancing, like in videos or anything like that?
No, we always had guitars in our hands or like pianos or something. But yeah, when I was doing Broadway, I did some, but I really didn't enjoy dancing until I went salsa dancing earlier this year. Not this year, last year. So it was like probably March of last year, and I was like, went salsa dancing and really enjoyed it.
Really?
I would never get up to dance, ever. Like if there was a wedding or anything, I would not ever get up. But after that, I was kind of like, all right, yeah, I could get up and dance. Why not? And then I did Hairspray, and I really loved the dancing.
Did you dance a lot in Hairspray?
I did, yeah. It was pretty intense stuff.
Who choreographed that?
Jerry Mitchell.
Jerry Mitchell, who did the show, right?
He did the show, yeah.
Wow. So you have to dance front and center by yourself in the show. Is that scary?
A little bit, but as you know, and as we're going to tell them, the creative team for this show is amazing.
Like
everyone that's helped us sort of get ready has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And just really, really helped.
And we've been lucky to have a lot of time with our director Rob Ashford.
Yeah, which is rare.
Who's been there working with us all the time, and our dance captain Sarah Ogleby, who is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Steven Sposito, the associate director, who's been there. They just know they know the show so well that any question we have, they can either answer or get answered very quickly.
Rob starts Evita today, doesn't he?
Does he today?
Yeah, start rehearsals today. It's gonna be great.
Rob Ashford's choreographing the new Broadway production of Evita with Ricky Martin.
It's gonna be good. Send us more of your questions.
Oh, here we go. I'm here for Joe Jays. Oh, that's not you. This person's here for Joe. Sorry. But Nick, I'm far from New York City, and my dream is to come see you. It went away. But the dream is to come and see you. How can I make that happen? Well, if you're not in New York...
If you're not in New York, bus or a plane or a train.
Yeah.
Depending on how you can, get there.
Yeah.
And then, what was the link we said? We don't have a link.
/tickets.
We'll get the link, the proper link. But we would love to see all the fans from all the different parts of the world come out to this show it really is such. I think such a great show for everyone in you know sort of different walks of life. You know, it's one of those things where it's you can really connect with each sort of person in the story, and overall, I think you'll just have a good time. You know,
I have a really good one from La Mafia Jonas.
I got it. How to Succeed Broadway.com.
Oh, there you go.
There's your link. I'm gonna say it again. How to Succeed Broadway.com. Buy your tickets there. See us in the show.
La Mafia Jonas. Did you know there was a Mafia Jonas?
Wow, it's kind of scary.
This is a very interesting question. Was it difficult for you? It went away. Was it difficult for you to interpret your character of J. Pierpont Finch, and is there anything alike between you and J. Pierpont?
Between me and
Are there
Finch.
any similarities?
Huh, that's a good question.
That's a very good question. I think there are some similarities.
Yeah, I'd say there are some similarities. I think I carry some of the Nick into it. However, I think Finch is a really different personality as well. I think that there are times when I feel like I'm definitely a more reserved person, especially when you first meet me, and I'm kind of more to myself. But with this character, from the moment I started with it, I was just really excited to get in and sort of have him be a bit more of a sort of exciting, not exciting, but what's the word I'm looking for
Outgoing.
here? Outgoing person, yeah, just kind of more free to have fun and smile and enjoy this whole role. And he is a brilliant character, and just
such a brilliant character,
you know,
such a brilliant show.
Yeah.
I think that's what's great. It's like audiences are going to come not knowing anything about it, and they're going to leave with a really good story.
Yeah, I think the thing too about Finch that Rob Ashford, who's the director, first talked about was Finch never lies in this whole show, which I think is a brilliant character trait. Obviously, for anyone, it's a great thing not to lie. But specifically with this character, he's climbing up the ladder of success and continuing to sort of grow in the business world, but he never has to cut anyone down or lie to do that, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, and what I think is similar between you and Finch is this glint of mischief in your eye, because you are a mischievous guy, not like in a bad way, in a fun way. Like the first time you made me laugh, it surprised me. Like it sort of came out of nowhere, because he's such a nice guy, and he keeps to himself, and he's really reserved.
It took just up until today for me to make
today,
him laugh.
the first
so 3
day
weeks.
Today.
3 weeks.
It's actually this moment right now.
How have you found Bud Frump? What's been your sort of discoveries in your character, Bud Frump?
Well, I have been wanting to do this show, like I mentioned, since I was 16 years old. I saw a touring production of this show in Dallas, where I'm from, at the Dallas Fair Park Music Hall, starring Ralph Macchio as J. Pierpont Finch. He was the original Karate Kid. And I remember watching it and thinking, this is a musical I could do, because I knew I wasn't, a natural singer or a dancer or anything like that. And I wanted to do musicals, and I said, this is one I could do. And so I remember Bud Frump even then as being this hilarious sort of villain character. And I love playing funny villains, as anybody who saw Ugly Betty would know. So this guy is similar to that character in that he is, he's sort of trying to make his way up a ladder as well, maybe in a completely different way than Finch, but suddenly Finch shows up and makes everything impossible for Frump. So he'll do anything he can to stop him, and what he'll do is immoral and ridiculous and very, very silly
and very funny.
And very, very funny. I think of that when I think about this. I sort of like to with comic parts. I always think about Looney Tunes. I don't know.
Totally.
But I always think of these two as like Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny, and Finch always ends up with not a mark on him, and my bill always gets shot and spins around my head. So that's definitely been a lot of the inspiration for me, has been that idea.
It's a fun role.
Here's a good question for you. Are you going to stay on Broadway? I don't know who said it. I'm sorry, it went away. Are you going to stay on Broadway when the show is over, or do another Broadway show, or will you go back to music, solely music?
I think my brothers and I will definitely start to write some songs in the coming months, which is exciting.
I hear cheers all over the place.
And then, I think the next step would probably be, touring and recording with them. But it all depends, you know. It's right now it's all up in the air, and I'm just focusing on this moment and this show. And
Have you and your brothers ever written? Yeah, yeah. Of course, you've written in New York. You've spent time in New York.
yeah, we lived in New Jersey for 10, 11 years. So
that's when you first started writing.
Yeah, we were signed to Columbia Records here first, and then we got dropped by them and moved out to.
Columbia Records dropped you?
They did. They did.
Fools.
Gryffindor _ said, did you meet Daniel Radcliffe?
We did. I did. Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess Gryffindor's a Harry Potter thing.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Daniel Radcliffe is extremely cool. Very nice guy.
Someone said, can you do a Daffy Duck impression? Sorry to interrupt you on that, but just because you were just talking about it.
He does that, and I've actually tried to incorporate that whenever I
Nice.
say his name, Finch. I try to like spit at him a little
I
bit.
see. All right,
now
sorry, I
you know my
interrupted you. Go
secret.
back to what you're saying about Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, he's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he was fantastic in the show.
He
did
was-
a great job.
was
I was
hilarious.
in the they did a reading 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, of the show with Dan for all of the the people who own the show basically, and he was great. Even then, he was great. Such a nice guy, and did a great job with the part.
Yeah, he was great.
It's really a testament to me because what you're doing is so different than what Dan did. And what I'm doing is very different than what Christopher Hankey, who I'm replacing, did.
Yeah.
And like Beau Bridges is doing something so different than John Larroquette. To me, that is a testament to a great piece of writing.
Yeah, totally.
If different actors can come in and do such different things and be successful. Of course, we don't know if we're successful yet. We'll find that out tomorrow, I suppose.
Yeah, I am really excited though about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like ready for it to be here already.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about New York?
Oh.
Love flies from Italy. Asks you.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think, to me, the pulse of New York, the rhythm of New York is what gets me. And that's actually what I was asking about you guys writing here. I imagine it would be different for songwriters and any kind of writer to write in New York versus L.A. just because of the pace of the town. You're inspired. In New York, there's inspiration everywhere you turn.
Yeah.
Every street corner is some kind of inspiration, and you'll see all walks of life walking down the street, and that I've never experienced in it. I've experienced similar things in other cities around the world, but nothing quite like that rhythm of New York.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with having to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Sort of gives everyone a mission, somewhere
Yeah.
they need to be. I love that about the city.
Yeah.
And I've sort of, not really had that. Having lived in New Jersey, I drove into the city, would do what I had to do, and then leave.
Right.
But now living here, it's like walking everywhere, and it's
When
definitely
you were
a
doing
different
Broadway
experience.
shows when you were younger, did you drive in from Jersey every day?
Every day, yeah, it was like a 45-minute drive from my house. I'd drive in and do the show, and
Wow.
it's
And
pretty funny.
you were in Beauty and the Beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you played Chip.
Played Chip,
So it was just your head.
just my head until the end of the show. Then I had legs and a body. But it was pretty funny. They had this, it was a big secret. It's like Disney magic, the fact that you don't see the body, but
What were you on in a table or something?
I was like in like a little cart. So it was like
Wow.
like a tea cart, but you see right through it, so you only see the head. So it's like this is amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, David Copperfield invented it.
He did.
He did. It's pretty insane stuff.
I saw that show when I was on the tour in Dallas also, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's a great show.
Bam, it's Merv says, what advice would you give to others wanting to be on Broadway?
It's hard work to be on Broadway, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And certainly,
Phone's
is it
ringing.
your phone?
Sorry about
It's
that.
cool. We're just doing a live
Yeah.
webcast here. No big deal.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, guys.
Hard work. There's there's a lot of rejection for any actor.
Yeah.
Anybody who's out there trying to get jobs to be in any kind of show, not just a Broadway show. You'll face a lot of rejection, but you gotta have patience and work hard and stay in shape mentally and physically. Do your best to because when you're an actor, your body and your voice are your instruments. It's like
Totally.
it's the same way that you would take care of a guitar. You must take care of your body and
Yeah, I agree.
your voice.
Yeah, and I'd say my advice on that is when it comes to wanting to be on Broadway, find the right people that can put you in the right rooms. That's one of the biggest things too, because, the great thing about Broadway is that there are a lot of roles that are specific to a certain kind of person and personality, and if you can just be put in the right rooms for the right roles, I think there's always an opportunity to go and give it a shot and hopefully end up on a Broadway stage. But it's a really fun journey once you get going in it.
Why don't you guys, you and your brothers, write a musical?
It'd be awesome. I'd love to.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd really think it'd be great. Hopefully, if I have some downtime this year, I'll get something going. We'll see.
Downtime? I don't think you have downtime.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there will be. Well, we should probably start wrapping it up so we can get some rest for our big day tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us on this live chat. You're amazing. We look forward to seeing you on opening night and then the rest of our run.
Please come.
I'm in it for at least 6 months, so hopefully I'll see you there. Any last words for our amazing people that joined us today?
I love you all. I'm so glad you came. Did we find out how many were here? Do we know?
We didn't find out.
We didn't find out.
We'll just assume it was a fair amount.
I heard 1 billion. That's what I heard. 1 billion? Is that right? 1 billion.
This just in, it was 3 billion.
3 billion.
So
this was fun. I thank you for hosting this first webcast and then inviting
we should do more of these.
Yeah, we should. This is fun. If anything else, just to come to this cool room.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's located on. Just kidding. I'm not telling.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you very soon.
Bye.
So long.